guys, it's your favorite mother-daughter duo with WeUNIK Cosmetics, and once again we're back to back with some random topics from the notepad. And so mommy is going to pull one. I'm going to start the conversation and we're going to take this train to wherever it goes. Alrighty. Oh, I dropped them all. Okay.
Let's see.
Right. What is
What's today's? Learning to love your natural hair. Ooh, that's a deep one.
Okay, because first of
How
all,
long this video about to be?
First of all, this might have to be a two-parter because let me start, and this might be trigger warning because this could turn into some real sugar honey ice in the tea. So the thing that comes to me first was when I first went natural. And I went natural in 7th grade. So I'm like 13. Are you 13 in 7th grade? Maybe like 12?
Yes.
I'm like around that age. Yeah. So, and why I went natural is a whole other story. So we might do that video later. But, because that will take me on a whole other tangent. However, so when I first went natural, I had an aunt who was a hair stylist of the family, right? And so I went over there. And she was my great aunt. And people always ask me why I don't bang with her. And then this is why. She goes to me, like she's trying to do my hair. She's clearly not versed in the natural hairstyle doing. And she says, "You really think your hair looks better like this?" And this is like, she's like, has to be like 60 something years old. And I'm like 12. And I looked at her and I looked around at the other adults and like nobody came to my defense. And so I just was like, but now, years later, and I'm not trying to throw nobody under the bus, but she has tried to get products because now I'll just ask, do I think my hair looks better like this? Yes. Does she think my hair looks better like this? Yes. And so from that experience, and I've always been like rebellious, I was like, well, okay, I bet. You know, because I knew that one day it was going to be worth it. And like, especially when you're first going natural, or if you're around people that don't cherish and understand the power of your God-given hair, it can feel like, because people at school also made fun of me for it. It was like, I went through like heck. Go ahead.
I want to tell the school story.
What story?
About when you came home crying, because hey, I'm calling spade a spade, and many of you experienced this. We were like I think you were one of 2 black kids in your kindergarten school.
This is
one of 2 in the whole school. So she came home crying one day because the other girls were making fun of her, because I used to braid her hair once a week. And the other girls were making fun of her, this, that, the other. So like, oh, you wear your hair the same style every day. You wear your hair the same style every day. And I was like, my baby ain't gonna grow up having no issues with her hair.
Right.
So I gave her a talking to that night, and I'm telling this to everyone. This helps you to love your hair, your natural hair, because natural hair, our hair is the most versatile hair on the face of the earth. We can go from the kinkiest of kinks to the straightest of straight with a little bit of heat. We can, we have no other hair on the planet has shrinkage, has curl patterns, can be silky straight. So that's what I told her. I'm like, these same girls telling you, you change your hairstyle every week. All right? These same girls wear their bone straight hair the same way 365 days of the year.
Yeah. And
they want to tell you, you wear the same style every day? Make it make sense, people. So I just, told you how beautiful and versatile your hair was. And
okay, ran out of storage, but continue.
So when I went to pick her up the next day, I cracked up so bad. I pull up to the joint, I walk in, and there's a little blonde-headed girl sitting down and getting her hair cornrowed by you. And then there was a line of silky haired little kids waiting to get their hair cornrowed, and they never made fun of her again. So it wasn't that she had the same style every day, it was that they were not comfortable with her naturally kinky hair, textured hair, and I wasn't about to put no relaxer in my hair, and in her hair, my hair, any hair, in order to make anyone fit in. So
Yeah, I think, and like to go on that, like it's much easier, I think, now to be natural than it was like at that time.
Girl.
And then again in like 7th grade, 8th grade,
Yes.
and on, because it's like it used to be when you walk outside, you go to the grocery store or something like that, you might see like one person with braids, if that, and then everyone else has straight hair or a wig, and it doesn't matter what color they were. But now, like, everyone has whatever kind of hair they want to have. You know what I mean? And like, and also a way to help, and I'm pro everyone, but a way to help love your natural hair is to be around more people that look like you, more people that have the same kind of hair as you. Because when you're in, and we're helping adoptive parents and foster parents as well, and this is just the fact of the matter, when you're in a predominantly white or Caucasian area and no one looks like you to teach you to love your hair, and because the way our society is cultivated and started as you have to learn in this society how to love your hair unless you are surrounded by people who look like you, because if not, you'll grow up questioning, well, why is my hair not like this? And then if you look on like the different social medias and things like that, everybody has wigs, and I wear wigs, so I'm not throwing shade, but part of loving your hair is learning to love yourself, learning to love your people. And then the hair is a byproduct of the inner self-love, because for real 50 years ago, like, or in the 70s, it was like power to the people, let's everyone wear their afros, and then it flipped. So it's like hair self-love comes into inner self-love. So learning to love who you are as a person, learning to love your skin, learning to love yourself, learning to love your hair is a process. And the way you can start by that is learning your history, learning where you come from, learning the people that won, not just learning about slavery and the Yesa Massas, because it wasn't always like that. There were people out here who were fighting back. And I'm not trying to turn this into whatever, but it's a part of the conversation, because when you say learn to love the hair, what made you not love it in the first place? And that's where you have to start in order to heal that first, because you're not going to one day go from hating your hair to all of a sudden, just because you watch a YouTube video or get a confidence boost class, and then all of a sudden you love everything about it. The hate for your hair, it came from something. It came from a root cause. Once you address that root cause and realize that you come from a strong, powerful, loving people, then it kind of trickles down into the skin. It trickles down into the hair texture. It trickles down into the looks. That's my opinion.
And then I will share, because so I grew up in the 80s and 90s, y'all, when black hair care, the products, oh my God. Even if you did love your hair and were trying to go natural, whatever, the products did not make you love your hair. Because, I'm not going to name any product names, but all hair is good hair when the right when the right products are used and the right hair care techniques are used. And all hair is bad hair when the wrong products are used.
Right.
So it's hard to love your hair when the products available are made for different hair types and are not effective on your own hair types. And I was shocked when I first went natural at all the people from the Afro, from the 70s and the 50s and 60s who were so pro this, pro that. They got the biggest mouths.
Right.
But I understand. I think it comes from fear, because they saw what happened to them when they sported their afros. So some of it is also because because like the aunt you spoke about earlier, and the cousins who, they posted some crazy stuff on Facebook, y'all, about my 12-year-old daughter going natural. They are all natural now. So some of that initial was a little jealousy, because, man, you brave enough to do something I want to do, but I'm scared. So us going natural and staying natural despite all the ignorance we heard gave them permission to step out and start to love their own natural hair. And part of that was giving them products that bring out the best in your hair. It's hard to hate a curl when you see it, you know? It's hard to hate your coils when they're glistening and shining and they feel so soft. And I mean, black girl magic to me, black boy magic to me is shrinkage. You know, we got the only hair on the planet that does that. When you realize the uniqueness of your, we're the only people on the planet with hair that does that. It's hard to hate it. It's hard to. And I'm gonna share one story. One story. I think you remember this. I typically wear my hair in its natural texture during the warmer months, and then I heat stretch during the cold months. And one day I had a good. I knew my wash and go was looking good, and my coworker, you remember this? He came to ask me if I was feeling okay mentally, and I was like, "What you talking about, Willis? Yeah, I'm feeling okay mentally." And he said, "Cause I was wondering, cause you've been coming to work unkempt." Now, I'm arrogant, y'all. I'm not cocky, but I'm arrogant, and I got an ego, and I like to look good when I go out. So I knew I was looking good, but he said, cause my hair was in its natural state, and I was like, "Dude, this is how God made me." And he just went on to say he was worried about my mental health because I was not combing my hair, y'all. And natural does not mean unkempt. And so long story short, instead of going home and feeling bad about it, you know what I did? I wore the biggest froze possible for 6 months straight. I didn't even have a flat iron season that year. And I looked at him in the eye every day like, say something. And he never did. And you know what? Now his daughter has gone natural, or she no longer straightens her hair. So a lot of it is ignorance and projection, and people are scared. They're like, oh my God, especially from the older generation. Some of them may have, may not even be here anymore because of their hair in certain situations. So they're scared. But when they see you do it anyway, and they see you love your hair anyway, you give permission for everyone to love their hair. And yeah, that's it. Learn how to take care of it, nurture it, love it. Like she said, learn your history, know where you come from, realize how unique you are. You're the only person on the planet, the only people on the planet with this type of hair. Something must be special about it.
Right. And I guess, and piggyback and to close, is just like part of loving who you are, regardless of what it's about, is learning not to care so much about what other people are thinking, because the root of the conversation is because in some, I forgot what it said, like, who told you were naked kind of thing, like who told you that your hair wasn't this thing that it is, who told you as a person that you weren't as great as you are, like who told you these things? And then if you actually have a literal person that told you, do you want their life? Anyone that says something to you, you have to look at them and say, well, do I want to be like you? Do you do stuff that I want to replicate in my life? And if your answer is no, then take their information and throw it in the garbage. And like I said, find communities, whether you can move or not. Like the social media atmosphere is full of natural hair community, is full of melanated people and across the globe who are finally accepting who they are. And it's not going to be overnight, especially if you've had years of fear and years of hate and years of self-doubt, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, the fact that you can even find this video and that you stayed to this point, it shows that somewhere you know that your hair is beautiful. You know these things already. And regardless of what other people say to you, as long as you know who you are, no one can redefine that. And that goes to your hair. Like Mommy mentioned, when you learn how to take care of your hair, when you learn what it likes, because my hair it puffs up if you cough too hard, the humidity will be up my tush and around the corner. It just is what it is. And when I was cheering and stuff in high school, it made me like subconscious because my everyone would comment on it. And then when I was cheering in college, I was like, you know what? But that's how I stand out, because I'm not throwing no shade, but I was the only person that still had hair on the team by the end of the couple years. Like after the end of the first year, to be honest, and people just knew me as the tall one with all the hair. And they used to call me the lion, because when my hair would get big, I looked like a lion, and it looked like a mane. But at the end of the day, like, that's what my hair does. When you sweat and you moving around, like, some people's hair frizzes faster. But instead of hating that about my hair, I just know, hey, it's gonna frizz up, it's gonna puff up, I'm gonna look like a lion, but at least I know I was jamming, at least I know I was giving it. And that's why her hair is straight right now and mine is like this, because when it's humid, my hair, whoo, and when it's humid, Mommy's hair doesn't have the same reaction. Now, are there products with WeUNIK and different products like that?
I put a whole bunch of pomade on. That's why.
But even with the pomade, my hair will weigh down.
Yeah.
It's just the point. Like, it just. You have to accept your hair for what it is, and instead of fighting it and trying to force styles and trying to force, oh well, my hair for this, so I'm gonna just do this. Just allow your hair to be what it is, accept it, work with it, and then you can have a great style regardless of how it looks. And sometimes I'll wear it straight, but for me now, I like to just wear it out puffy, because it looks better on my face, if I'm being honest. But also, it came with, okay, instead of getting frustrated that it's humid AF outside and my hair keeps puffing up, I'm just gonna wear it in a different state so that when
looks
it
good
does,
when it puffs.
Right. So when it does puff up, it looks purposeful. So, part of self-love is accepting what you have, working with it, and doing the best with what you know.
And I just want to share one last story. I thought that the textured hair debacle and the lack of confidence surrounding hair was a black thing only. I only recently learned that other ethnicities also look down on textured hair. My coworker, she's Indian. I love her. I'm not gonna say her name, but I love her. One day I saw her and I was like, "Oh, Elle, I love your hair texture. I love your hair today." And she was like, "Really? Oh, you don't understand." And she just started telling me that she just had a crazy day. She didn't have time to flat iron. That's when I learned she flat ironed her hair every single day.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, why? And she was just explaining in her culture, in the Indian culture, for her experience was they were colonized as well, so the straighter the better. So she would literally flat iron her hair every day. It was resulting in breakage, all kinds of stuff. So I think I told you this story. I'm like, girl, well, here you're exotic. Embrace your curls. Can I stop?
No, don't class, because this is family friendly.
Okay, right. So I just sort of embrace her curls. She's exotic, and she never straightens her hair anymore. Or if she does, it's because she wants to, not because she's shamed into doing it. So yeah, it's not just a black thing. People with coils and curls, waves, in all communities gotta often learn to love their hair.
Right.
And the first way to do it, I think, is to learn how to take care of it, learn how to bring out the best in it. Because once you do, it's hard to hate it.
Right. Well, I think, unless you had any other words, I think we're good for here. Be sure to comment, tell us what your thoughts are. How did you learn how to love your hair, or are you in the process of learning how to love your hair? Because no matter where you are in your journey, the fact that you're here, the fact that you're learning to or currently doing or whatever it is, shows the progress that you're making. So first of all, signature round of applause for that. So be sure to comment. We do read the comments because they also give us ideas for more videos. If you don't believe me, follow us on TikTok, WeUNIK.cause. So please do that. And if you don't believe that, then you can also look on the shorts, because a lot of the videos are in responses to your guys' comments. So like this video, share it with someone that you think can grow and prosper off of it, and things like that. And we'll see you next time for another chat.